Good morning. My name is Chhagan. I have been given the pleasant task of welcoming you to an event organized by Mr. Ravi Govender on behalf of the Sri Pretoria Hindu Seva Samaj. Today marks the 7th International Day of Yoga since 21st of June 2015. So the question is, why the 21st of June? When proposing the 21st of June as the date, the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi, said that the date was the longest day of the year in the Northern Hemisphere, thus having special significance in many parts of the world. From the perspective of yoga, the summer solstice marks a transition to Dakshinyana. The second full moon after the summer solstice is known as Guru Purnima. Shiva, the first yogi, that is Adi yogi, is said to have begun imparting the knowledge of yoga to the rest of mankind on this day and became the first guru or Adi Guru. Yoga offers physical and mental health benefits for people of all ages. If you're going through an illness, recovering from surgery, or living with a chronic condition, yoga can become an integral part of your treatment and can potentially hasten healing. The Johns Hopkins Medical University lists 9 benefits of yoga. Yoga helps with back pain relief. Yoga improves strength, balance, and flexibility. Yoga can ease arthritis symptoms. Yoga benefits heart health. Yoga relaxes you to help you sleep better. Yoga can mean more energy and brighter moods. Yoga helps you manage stress. Yoga promotes better self-care. And yoga connects you with a supportive community. So while these physical and mental benefits are indisputable and accepted by most people, the spiritual benefits are often underplayed. If the goal of life is to develop your consciousness, to be more in touch with your true self, and eventually to experience peace for the universe, then the question becomes, what better vehicle is there to achieve this than through the practice of yoga? I am most grateful for having given the opportunity to welcome you all and trust you have a rewarding day. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Hi and welcome. So glad you could join us for our 7th International Day of Yoga celebrations. My name is Bev and I will be guiding you through this first session, which is based on Hatha Yoga and is aimed specifically for those who are new to the practice of yoga. However, having said that, it is also very beneficial for those who have been practicing for many years as well. Now, please remember to only do what your body is capable of doing. Please do not hurt your body, do not overstretch it. Take your time, take it easy. But in the same breath, remember that the more you practice, the easier it becomes. I will be performing and explaining each posture as we move through the session. So just allow yourself this time to connect with your body and your mind and just enjoy. And if this is your very first yoga lesson, I hope it will ignite a spark within you to embrace the gift of yoga as part of your life. And we will start off in a lying down position, which is called Shavasana. So lie down on your mat, on your back, with your legs outstretched. They are slightly apart and feet gently flop to the side. Your arms are a little way away from your body with your palms facing upwards. And you gently tuck your chin so that your neck is comfortable. Now just take a moment lying there on the mat. Make sure you are comfortable. And then become aware of the contact between your body and the earth beneath you. Feel all those little meeting points between your body and the earth. Become aware of the contact between your heels and the floor, your calves and the floor, the back of the thighs and the floor. Feel the contact between the hips and the buttocks and the floor, your shoulder blades and the floor, back of the arms and hands and the floor, and finally back of the head and the floor. Feel all those meeting points individually and then simultaneously. Now bring awareness to your nose and become aware of the air just moving in and out of your nose. Feel the coolness of the air moving in and the warmth of the air as it moves out. Now deepen that breath a little and take a nice deep breath into the belly. Allow the belly to rise up and gently let it go. We'll do 2 more breaths like that. Breathe in right to the bottom of the belly. And when you exhale, empty out the lungs completely, releasing all that stale air sitting at the bottom of the lungs. And another round, breathing in. And release, empty out those lungs. Now once more, bring your awareness to your body as it lies on the floor. And gently start making small movements with your fingers and your toes. Waking up the body very gently, getting ready for your asana practice today. And you can start off with hand and foot rotations, about 5 in each direction. Make them as big or as small as you like. Just remember to reverse the direction. And then just take a nice gentle stretch, wriggle that body, stretch it out. And then bring your knees into your chest, squeeze them in. And gently start rocking from side to side, small movements, just giving the back a nice little massage. And if you would like, you can drop all the way down to the side. As you breathe in, allow the breath to bring you back to center, and the out breath to drop you to the other side. Try and keep those knees and feet together as you do so. Last round. And if this is too difficult, just stay with rocking back and forth, small movements on your back. Coming to center, give yourself another big squeeze in. Then drop your feet to the floor, straighten your legs. And just feel your back nice and alive and awake. We're now going to bend our knees, bring our feet as close to our buttocks as possible. And you're going to make sure that your ankle bones are touching. You're going to clasp your hands, slip them underneath your head. Allow the elbows to stay on the floor at all times. Now take a nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, you're going to drop your knees to the left and your head to the right. Feel that nice stretch down the side of the body. Breathing in, knees to center. Breathing out, drop the knees to the right and head to the left. Try and keep those knees together as you move. Breathing into center. Breathe out, knees to the left, head to the right. Breathe into center. Breathe out, knees to the right, head to the left. Breathing into center. And the last round. Work with your breath. And when you've completed, straighten your legs and release your hands. And for a moment, just feel where that posture worked for you. Now we're going to slip our hands underneath our buttocks with the palms facing downwards, just to support your lower back. Bring those knees into your chest. We're going to do some free cycling. So make those circles as big or as small as is comfortable for you. Stretch it out. Straightening one leg after the other. And if you're comfortable doing this, you can speed it up a little bit. Just loosening up those hips. And then we're going to reverse it and keep to the speed you were at. And going forward again. Getting the blood flowing, loosening those hips. And when you're done, knees to chest, feet to floor, straighten the legs, and release your hands from under your buttocks. And just feel. After each posture, we give ourselves a few seconds just to feel where the posture has worked. And that is where you feel the nice warm rush of the blood back into the areas. And the energy. And now we're going to do the low boat. So you're going to be lying straight on your back with your arms next to your body. And you're going to take a nice deep breath in. Once you've taken your deep breath in, you're going to lift your head, your feet, and point your fingers towards your feet. And slowly release down. Now take that nice deep breath in first, and then lifting up head, feet, and point the fingers to the toes. Feel those abdominal muscles as they're working. And release. Now we'll do our last one. Deep breath in, lifting up. Just hold it a little longer if you possibly can. And then release, flop out completely. Take a nice deep breath into the belly to release the belly. Release those abdominal muscles. And now moving into our leg lock position. As you breathe in, you're going to bring your right knee into your chest. Clasp your hands around your knee. Make sure your left leg is straight. As you breathe out, you bring your nose to your knee. Now just check that your shoulders are nice and relaxed. Don't hunch up. And when you need to breathe in, you drop your head and you straighten your leg. Breathing in, right knee, same leg to the chest. Clasp your hands around your knees, squeeze it in. As you breathe out, nose to knee. You're working on the right-hand side, the ascending colon. And remember, when you need to breathe in, you drop your head and straighten your leg. And we're going to do one more to that side. Breathing in, bend the right knee to the chest, clasp your hands around your knee. As you breathe out, nose to knee. And if it's easy for you, flex that left foot. You'll feel an extra stretch in your left inner thigh. And breathing in, drop the head, straighten the leg. Now, just take a moment to compare the two sides of the body. Feel the right hand leg. It might feel a little longer than the left hand leg. That's fine. Feel the right side of the abdomen. It might feel a little bit more open. And then we're going to move to the left side now. So breathing in, we bring the left knee into the chest, clasp your hands around your knee. As you breathe out, nose to knee. Remember to keep your shoulders relaxed. And if it's easy, flex that right foot. And when you need to breathe in, you drop your head and straighten your leg. Breathing in, same leg, bend the knee, clasp your hands around your knee. As you breathe out, nose to knee. We're now working on the left-hand side, the descending colon. Breathing in, drop the head, straighten the leg. And now we move on to our last round. Breathe in, bend the knee, clasp the hands. Breathing out, nose to knee. As you breathe in, drop the head, straighten the leg. Now take a moment just to compare the two sides of the body. Are the legs the equal length now? How is the abdomen feeling? Are they feeling equal on both sides? And we now bring our feet together. We're going to work with both legs. So breathing in, you bend both knees into the chest, clasp your hands around your knees. As you breathe out, nose between your knees. If you need to breathe in, you drop the head and you straighten the legs. You can drop your feet to the floor before you straighten your legs. And we're going to do 2 more rounds, working with your breath. Breathing in, clasp your hands around your knee. Breathing out, nose to knee. Breathing in, drop the head to the floor and straightening the legs. And our last round. Breathe in, bend the knees, clasp the hands. Breathe out, nose between the knees. And breathing in, drop the head, straighten the legs, and just feel. Feel where your posture has worked for you. We're now going to bring our right knee into our chest, clasp our hand around our knee, lift the left leg to the ceiling, create your momentum, and come up to sitting. We're You're going to sit with your legs straight out in front of you, toes pointing to the ceiling. Take your hands slightly behind you, with your fingers pointing away from your body. And just close your eyes. Just lean into your arms, close your eyes, and feel. The position is called base position, and it's a resting position we use between our postures. And then when you're ready, opening your eyes, and we're going to open our legs as wide as possible. Your toes are pointing to the ceiling. And we're going to take our arms up to shoulder height with the palms facing downwards. We're going to do a dynamic spinal twist. So we're going to take our right hand to our left leg, ankle, foot, wherever you can hold, it doesn't matter. And take your left arm behind you and see if you can look at your left hand. Now come back to center. We take the left hand to the right leg, right hand behind us. Can you see your right hand? If you can't, it's fine. And back to center. Right to left foot. You're leaning slightly forward, it's fine, that's good. Back to center. Left hand to right foot. Look at that right hand. Nice twist, back to center. And the last one, right hand to left foot. Look at that left hand, hold it for a moment, feel it. Feel where the posture is working for you. And release. Left hand to right foot. Hold it, just breathe a little. And back to center. And release. And you can bring those feet together and just sit in base position. You'll feel that in your shoulders, in your hips. Nice deep breaths, just enjoy it. And then we're going to go into rowing the boat. So sitting with your legs straight out in front of you, your feet are together, the toes are pointing to the ceiling. You're going to bring your hands up to shoulder height and clasp them like you would be holding a set of oars in a rowing boat. Take a nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to go down, forward, straighten those arms, then lift them up, coming all the way back, and allow your body to go back as far as it can without collapsing, then pushing forward. Breathing in as you lift up, breathing out as you come forward. Rowing your boat. Work with your breath. Breathe in as you lift up. Breathe out as you fold forward. Last round, breathing in. Breathe out. Now hold it there at your ankles. We're going to reverse that. So this time we're going to breathe in as we pull backwards and lift. And breathe out as we fold forward. Breathing in, pulling back, feel your abdominal muscles working. Don't allow your body to collapse. Breathe out as you fold forward. Breathing in. Stretch up, breathe out. 2 more rounds. And relax. Once more, sitting in base position. Close your eyes and feel. And then open your eyes. And we're going to work with the butterfly now. We'll start off with a few rounds of half butterfly, and then we'll go into the full butterfly. So bend your right knee, hold your right foot with your left hand, and your right hand holds your knee. And you're going to bring your right knee to your chest, and then push your right knee down to the ground. Just if you're only going to get this far, that's fine. Breathe out as you pull your knee to your chest. Breathe in as you open up. Breathe out. Breathe in. 2 more rounds. And then bring your foot to the inside of your left thigh. Bring the knee to center and straighten. Feel your right hip. Feel the warmth in your right hip. We now go to the other side, the left side. So hold your left foot with your right hand. Left hand controls your knee. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, you bring that left knee to your chest. Breathe out, drop that knee. Breathe out. Breathe in. Last round. Now bring the left sole to the right inner thigh. Place the foot flat on the floor, straighten your leg. We're now going to do the full butterfly. So we bring the soles of the feet together. Now a lot of people can't bring them too close to the body, that's fine. Only do what your body allows. There should be no pain. If you can get your feet closer to your heels, that's good. If you can't, that's also fine. Keep them a little bit away. Do not hurt those inner thighs. Hold your toes with your hands and allow your knees to drop to the side. Feel gravity pull those knees down. Make sure that your spine is straight. You're sitting up nice and tall. And gently start bouncing. Okay, stop, hold it there for a moment. Feel those knees as they're dropping down to the ground. Feel those inner thighs as they stretch out. And the last bouncing. And stop. Try and drop those knees to the floor. You'll see they'll go a little bit further than what they were at the beginning. Now, take your hands on the outside of your knees and bring your knees together. Straighten one leg at a time. Once you've straightened your legs, the first leg you straighten, bend it, squeeze it in and lift it up. Release. Other leg, bend it, squeeze it in, lift it up, and release. We're now going to cross our legs. Just sit in comfortable cross-legged position. I'm going to take our hands, clasp our hands behind our back. Squeeze those shoulder blades together, so straighten those arms, lift your chin, pull those shoulders together, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Hold it, lift up those arms if you can. Don't hurt your shoulders, just squeeze the shoulder blades together. And release. Bring your hands in front, clasp them, turn them upside down so you're looking at the back of your hands. Straighten those arms as far as possible. Drop your head between your arms and push your back backwards. So you're arching your back. Push those hands forward, push your back backwards. Nice back stretch in the shoulders. And release. We're now going to do a nice side bend. Take your arms to the side. And as you breathe in, you're going to lift up your right arm. Your left hand is on the floor. And you're going to bend it over. Feel that stretch up the right-hand side of the body. And back down again. Left arm up and over. And back down. Keep going, right arm up and over, don't come forward. Keep the arm and shoulder back and down. Left arm up and over. You can bend this right arm here, down. And last round, right arm up. And down. Left arm. And down. Put your hands on your knees and just for a moment feel your body. Feel your back. Let that posture work for you. And now you can open your eyes and you're going to place both hands on your left knee. Take your left hand behind your back as far as you can, about a ruler length away from your back. Your right hand is on your left knee and your arm is straight. You're looking forward. Now take a nice deep breath. Make sure that your chin is parallel to the floor. Take a nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, you turn to look over your left shoulder. Now keep that spine as long as you can. Feel the length in your spine. And just breathe there for a moment. Nice deep breaths. Relax into your posture. Now drop your chin to your chest and roll your head forward. Bring your left hand to your left knee, right hand to right knee. And sitting up straight again. Take both hands to the right knee now. Right hand behind your back. About a ruler length away. Keep that right arm straight. Left arm is also straight as it holds the right knee. Chin is parallel to the floor. Nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, turn to look over your right shoulder. And drop your chin to your chest, roll your head forward, bring your right hand to your right knee, left hand to left knee, and just feel for a moment. Feel where the twist has worked for you. And now we're going to take sitting cross-legged, take your hands in front of you, come up onto your knees and straighten the lower part of your legs. So you're in tabletop, hands and knees position. Your wrists are directly underneath your shoulders. Okay, your hands are nicely splayed open, flat on the floor. Your knees are directly underneath your hips. And your Knees are hip width apart. Your back is flat, you're looking at the floor. We're going to go into 5 rounds of cat stretch. So, as you breathe in, you're going to drop the tummy, lift the chin. The arms stay straight. Feel that stretch down your throat. Feel a nice curve in your back. As you breathe out, you're going to tuck your chin to your chest, arch your back, and suck your navel in. Breathe in, drop the tummy, lift the chin. As you breathe out, chin to chest, arch your back, suck the navel in. Flexing the spine here. Increasing the flexibility in the shoulder blade area, lower spine. Keep going. Work with your breath. 2 more rounds. Drop the tummy, lift the chin. Breathing out, tuck the chin, arch the back. And your last round. And you back to tabletop, the back is flat. Now drop your buttocks to your heels, toes together, heels apart. And sit on your heels in a posture called Vajrasana. Your hands are on your thighs. And you can just do a few shoulder rotations, about 3 in each direction. Just loosening up those shoulders. Then open the knees. Place your hands on the floor and walk your hands forward. You'll find you'll get to your elbows first. Now for those of you who can, you're going to stretch forward further and place your forehead on the floor. If you can't, just take 2 fists, one on top of the other, and place them underneath your forehead. Allow your body just to relax, to release. Take some nice deep breaths there. And then press into those hands, walk the hands backwards. And you can bring your knees together. For those of you who are not comfortable in this position, you can go back to a seated, cross-legged position. Just your eyes are closed and just feel. Feel your body, feel what has happened in your body today. And we're going to end off our session with a little bit of breathing. We're going to take our arms to the side. We're going to take some deep breaths. So as we take our breath in, we're going to lift up our arms above our heads, stretching up, palms together. As you breathe out, slowly bring those hands down to heart center. Keep going. Breathing in really deep breaths right to the bottom of the belly. Hands together. And as you breathe out, slowly bring those hands down to heart center. Last round. Deep breath in. Breathing out. Stay there for a moment with your eyes closed. And just take this time to check into your body to see what has happened. Is there any difference in your body from when you started this practice today until now? Is there any difference in your mind? How has your yoga practice today affected your body and your mind? Sitting in this posture of gratitude, just take a moment to bring to mind what you need to be grateful for as you sit here right now. Thank you for joining me today and enjoy the rest of the program. Thank you.
Namaste everybody, my name is Dr. Vidya Lallo and I am so grateful to my yoga guru Ravi Governor for allowing me this opportunity together with the Seva Samaj to really convince you why yoga should be prescribed medicine. I'm going to kick off by telling you a story about a 44-year-old man called David Ratchford. This was David's sort of baseline impression about yoga, this quote that you see. He says, "I thought yoga was for thin, bendy, liberal, hippie vegetarians and affluent housewives, not tough macho warrior types." And then one day, David suffered an injury. Now, David's work was working on an aeroplane as a controlman, so it was quite a physical job. He had a very tough, rigorous sort of daily routine, and he considered himself almost like this warrior type, that he describes. Unfortunately, this injury left him with such severe sciatica that he was actually rendered immobile and he lost his job. So David was prescribed yoga therapy. So it was actually a doctor that prescribed it to him. And this is what he then had to say about it. So this was after a few months of doing yoga. He said, "My yoga practice became the base that restored my health, taking me from smoking, having high blood pressure, and being overweight and pre-diabetic, to being fit, active, and a picture of health. I've lost 50 pounds and my blood pressure is normal, and I can jog and hike without pain." So you see, the intention of the doctor that prescribed it was for him to be pain-free now from his sciatica and to become a bit more mobile. But what yoga did was even more than that. It enhanced his entire different aspects of his life. And it really did take him to a better picture of overall health. But yoga doesn't have to influence you in such a dramatic, life-saving, career-saving way. If I think of one of the many little ways that yoga has affected me personally, I'd say it has decreased my stress levels immensely. In 2016, when I was due to write my final exams to becoming an emergency medicine specialist, stress was at an all-time high. I was trying to study, I was still a wife, I was still a mother of two beautiful but very time-consuming children, and still having all the social obligations to fulfill. So while working a full-time job, so it really was a lot and very, very overwhelming. And at that point in time, I made a conscious decision that I was going to do yoga. So I actually allocated a specific amount of time for a study break, and in that time I would consciously decide to do yoga. But I took it a step further. I decided that I should not just do yoga alone, because I was missing the time that I was spending, feeling guilty, studying so much, that I thought, let me involve the children as well. And so a good study technique that I sort of invented as I went along was to take it outside, because the fresh air, cleared my mind, got me ready to focus again. And then I involved the children as well. And so there we have my two little ones in 2016, they're not so little anymore, doing yoga with me outside in the fresh air during a study break. And then, once I qualified and I started actually being an examiner in the exams, I realized that, it's not just good enough to have realized the technique that helps me. I needed to pass it on. I needed to pay it forward. And so the first thing I did was the first set of exams that I was involved in, I was not actually an examiner, but I was sort of just helping out. And I was in charge of sort of looking after, the candidates that were waiting to be called in for their oral exams. And you can imagine in that situation, everybody is so extremely tense. They are fidgety, they are jittery, they are waiting now to be called in for their final oral exam. And so at that point in time, while they were all buzzing with anxiety, I thought, this is my chance to pay it forward. And all I did was I taught them a simple thing right there and then while they were waiting for their exams. I taught them Brahmari breathing. I'm sure most of you know what this is. It's the one where you close your eyes, block your ears, and hum. And it's really such a central nervous system calming effect. It completely takes you in within yourself, removes all the external foci. You're not feeding off other people's energy. It really brings you back to yourself. And if you do it slowly and a couple of times, the actual tension in the room that was so palpable before dissipated. It was amazing to watch. And so, I'm now hooked onto this yoga thing. And so if doctors need it, surely, it can be extrapolated into other circumstances in life. And indeed, who does need yoga therapy? The answer is we all do. In this example, I'm going to give you of why we actually need yoga therapy. I'm going to tell you why it's good as a preventative measure. So a classic example of how yoga can prevent badness, is doing balancing poses. I've seen it time and time again. You have your neighbor perhaps who's old and frail, but they manage to do their daily activities. And then one day, poor Masi next door loses her balance and falls. Now she's broken her hip. So from there, this one little event of losing your balance and falling, it triggers an entire cascade of events that eventually lead to death. And so, she loses her balance, she falls, then she's got a hip fracture. Now she's immobile. She's lying in bed, she gets a urine infection, she gets a pneumonia, and she gets bed sores, and then she sort of becomes more and more delirious and septic. Soon her kidneys are failing, all her organs are failing, and that's how she ends up dying. And so if you think about it, that one event of losing your balance and falling was the trigger, that decreased your quality of life immensely for the next, maybe a few months or even years. So really, I really do believe that if you do your balancing poses, you strengthen your core and your body becomes used to balancing, you can, score yourself years of good quality life. And that is really something. Depression, anxiety, feeling overwhelmed and panicked, having migraines, There are many studies suggesting that yoga improves all of these conditions. Now, I'm not advocating that you stop your medication like antidepressants, for example, but if you add yoga, that helps you to wean your medications, get your symptoms under control, and then eventually you may be able to even wean it completely off. Now, I know I'm preaching to the converted here because you probably all do yoga and that's why you're attending this course. But, we don't even really need studies to prove it. I mean, if you ask my husband, he can tell you exactly when I skipped yoga just based on how snappy I am and how moody I'm acting towards him. So it really does have a positive mental effect on all of us. So when it comes to pain control, aside from the acute dramatic, injuries like the story at the beginning, yoga can help with a lot of musculoskeletal pains, niggling little aches and pains that everyone has. I know many people that say, and myself included, that if I stop yoga, within a couple of days, I can already feel this chronic nagging back pain coming back. And in this world that we live in today, we are constantly hunching over our computers, our muscles tense, they shorten in that position because we sit at our desk for hours in terrible postures. And so, if you have a nice heart-opening camel pose or a fish pose, for example, that is a good counter stretch that allows your muscles to relax, stop stiffening, stop pinching all the nerves, and really get back to balance, to what it was actually, the position that it was actually meant to be in. And that chronic pain is actually one of the leading causes of depression as well. So you'd be killing two birds with one stone here. Now, non-communicable diseases. This is the big one. This is really where yoga plays an immense role. And not in just treating it, but also in preventing it. So did you know that the World Health Organization says that 80% of deaths from non-communicable diseases are from these 4 conditions? And this is cardiovascular, as you can see. And by cardiovascular, I mean, having high blood pressure, which then results in heart attacks and strokes. Then diabetes is the second one, cancer, and respiratory conditions. And that's from the lifestyle thing like smoking that causes emphysema and such like. So these non-communicable diseases have something in common, and that is that lifestyle plays a big role in all of them. Lifestyle, chronic stress, chronic inflammation, and this is really where yoga comes in and can be of great benefit. Yoga decreases your blood pressure. It actually lowers your sugar levels, because when you're stressed, your body releases hormones, and they actually think that you need the energy, so they break down the sugar and your sugar level rises. And so it literally directly, stress causes all of these things, and by doing yoga you get all of them under control slowly but surely. And of course, we cannot have a talk in this day and age without mentioning the formidable Ms. Rona. Coronavirus has affected all our lives in some way or the other. And so, for communicable diseases like COVID-19, but really I'm talking about any disease that you get from a virus or bacteria or parasite, not a lifestyle disease. Here, yoga's role is not as pertinent as it is in the non-communicable diseases. However, that said, if you do have a practice of yoga, especially a long-standing practice of yoga, because you don't release as many stress hormones and cortisol, because you are less stressed out, you actually have a better immune system. And so by boosting your immunity, that's not going to prevent you from getting any of these communicable diseases, but the severity will be much less because your body's immune system is up for the challenge. With coronavirus specifically, usually at around day 7, there's a turning point. So either you get better or you get much worse. And at that point, what happens in your body is, in some people, they have this immune overreaction. We call it an inflammatory storm that happens in some patients, and those are the ones that get worse at day 7. And so at that point in time, your body's own immune system is in such an overdrive that it actually causes damage to itself. The virus has actually, stopped replicating. It's probably spread and its job is done there, but your own body's immune reaction is what wreaks the havoc and leads to you needing intubations and having kidney failure and organ failure and eventually dying from it. So yoga is our body's own anti-inflammatory. We obviously, in patients in hospital, if they're on ventilators and things, we give them steroids, which is also an anti-inflammatory, because of course there's nothing left for us to do. But if we use our body's own natural anti-inflammatory, and that is by doing yoga, we can actually prevent worsening at that inflammatory storm of COVID-19. So, I've been going on and on a lot about this chronic stress causing inflammation thing, right? If you look at that top picture, you can see a lion attacking a person, and that is our body, goes into this fight and flight response. So we've all heard about it before. Of course, if a lion is attacking you, either most likely I'd run, not fight, but either way I'd probably be in for it. But our body has ways to deal with that. And it's meant to be a short-term temporary thing, but what happens is our stress hormones get activated. We release things like cortisol in our blood, and that causes all sorts of effects. Now, one of those effects are your blood vessels constrict, and that means that actually your blood pressure increases so that it pumps quicker and you can run faster or have more energy to fight. The liver changes like stored glucose, which is called glycogen, and it converts it into glucose so that it goes into your bloodstream and it increases basically your sugar levels. So now you've got the energy to run for it. And so your sugar level literally increases as a stress response. Your bronchioles dilate in your lungs so that you can run faster, breathe better. And at the same time, other things get compromised. So the blood flow to the kidneys, for example, is going to be less because those blood vessels are constricting, so the flow is not as well, and it's sort of diverted away from the kidneys, away from the gut. There are things that are not as important during a lion attack, rather than your sugar being needed to be up and your lungs needed to be open. Those are the focus of those stress hormones. So that's not made to be long-term, right? Our reality is probably more like the picture at the bottom. Here you've got a well-dressed man looking like he's, having a normal life, not really stressed out, but he is still next to the lion, right? So he probably has some underlying chronic stress going on, even though he's not appearing so from the outside. And that's what's happening in our lives. We are having a sympathetic overdrive. So instead of this short-term, lion attack, we are having chronic stress, chronic, lions attacking us the whole time. And our body is not made to actually have this thing go on over long periods of time. It's just meant for short periods of time. So our gut gets compromised, and that's where our immunity is. So if you have good gut health, that's where you have a strong immunity, and that's compromised when you have this chronic stress state. Blood flow to the kidneys are compromised, blood pressure goes up, and with the blood pressure being up, you've got risks for heart attacks, you've got risk for stroke, and this chronic inflamed state because of the stress hormones that are up leads to this chronic inflammation. The body also starts changing in the sense that the cells start mutating almost, and that's how you get cancer starting to form as well. So this chronic stress, chronic inflammation is really the root of the problem of all these non-communicable diseases that we talk about. And of course, on the flip side, we have the opposite of the sympathetic nervous system, and that's the parasympathetic nervous system. So instead of going into a fight and flight type of thing, here we have rest and digest. And this is what yoga allows us to do. It gives our body a chance to turn off that stress, turn off those stress hormones that are continuously increasing our blood pressure, increasing our sugar levels, diverting the blood just to the critical organs for survival and neglecting the rest. And now we really get a chance to balance those things out. So the parasympathetic nervous system, it stimulates blood flow to the digestive system, to the brain, to your extremities, to your sexual organs, reduces your blood pressure, decreases your heart rate. All of these things allows you to breathe with more ease. All these things you need to get everything back into balance. We can't be living in a continuously stressed level. And so that's why I call yoga the natural anti-inflammatory prescription. So I'm not usually one for conspiracy theories and such like, but I came up with a theory and I'm going to share it with you. I really do believe in it, so don't judge me. But ask anyone who smokes why they smoke, right? What will they tell you? It feels like when I blow the smoke, all my worries disappear into the night air. That's what they tell you, right? And you know what? I believe them. But I don't think it's the tar or the nicotine or the tobacco that's causing this feeling of stress relief. No, I think it's the fact that they mindfully stopped stressing or doing what they were doing to take a break. They breathed in, they held their breath for a couple of seconds, and they slowly breathed out, a long, slow exhale. That's what they did. So try it with me, right? Hold a pretend cigarette to your mouth, breathe in, hold it, and now breathe out long and slow. It feels calm, hey? I mean, that genuinely is how I think it works. So the next time you're thinking, I need a cigarette, I need to light up, or you're just feeling stressed, and even if you're not a smoker, just stop and take the deep breathing that you would with a cigarette. Hold a pen if you must, or pretend like you're holding something, and get the breathing in, and that way you actually get the stress relieving effects of it, but without the harmful effects of the tobacco. So you don't get the lung cancer, you don't get the emphysema, but you can, in a much more healthy, constructive way, do the breathing exercise that you've been doing all along. That's my theory. So this is the prescription, right? No matter what the indication that it was for, whether it's for preventing the falls or preventing the non-communicable diseases, preventing cancer, whether it's for treating those non-communicable diseases that you may already have, whether it's for musculoskeletal pain, whether it's for mental conditions, depression, anxiety, whether it's even for your communicable diseases, boosting your immunity so that you can cope when the coronavirus does get you. Whatever your reason is for doing yoga, yoga therapy can genuinely help you. Remember though that it's not a replacement for actual medication. It's just an add-on, and like I said before, you may be able to slowly wean off your medication as you increase your yoga and start reaping the benefits. And you know what you might find as well? You might incidentally also start sleeping much better and have much higher energy levels during the day as well. So it really is a win-win all round. So you've got a couple of options. One can easily join a yoga class, attend regularly, and reap the benefits. But there's also been a movement for something called yoga therapy. Much like physiotherapy or occupational therapy, this is an actual diploma that a yoga teacher can attain. So it's usually, or the one that's available in South Africa is a 300-hour yoga therapy diploma, where they train and they study and they learn specific asanas and pranayam for specific medical conditions. So if you're a yoga teacher, you could get a qualification in yoga therapy, and then you have like a special extra qualification to treat specific people with specific conditions. So it's quite established already in the United States. They've got it in Cleveland Clinic, in lots of hospitals all around the US, and especially in the cancer centers. It's really actually rare that you'll find a cancer center in the USA that doesn't have a yoga program attached to it. There is an official sort of a governing body type thing as well for this yoga therapists, also in the United States, and that is called the International Association of Yoga Therapists, and they use that as a forum for making sure the standards of care are up to date, the standards of training, and they also gather a lot of data from that, and it comes from there, where I say that most of these yoga therapists are actually working in hospitals, a lot of them in outpatient clinics as well, and mostly cancer centers, but also rehab centers, and some of them do private practice as well. So it's a really growing field, and really something quite interesting for me as a medical professional to be able to prescribe official yoga therapy. So what about South Africa, you may be wondering? As far as I know, and I'm not affiliated to any of these yoga centers or anything, but I stand corrected when I say that I believe that Shakti Yoga Teaching Academy is the only one in South Africa that actually offers a yoga therapy, the 300-hour diploma in yoga therapy, and they had their first set of graduates in 2019. So it's still a young field, but it is growing. With that, the reason that it's growing so much is because the evidence behind it, the literature is starting to support it. There is over 500 studies now showing the benefits of yoga and yoga therapy. And these are not just, someone writing something down. These are proper randomized controlled trials, double-blinded. So it's all these, qualifications for clinical trials that we use in medicine that have been applied to these yoga journals, and they are peer-reviewed and all sorts of things, where they are having a very good standard of quality when it comes to the evidence and the literature around yoga. It really is quite a wide field. It seems a lot to be concentrated around cancer patients, but it does go into lots of other fields as well. As you can see here, the final point on my slide, that breast cancer patients that undergo radiation have been proven to have lowered stress hormones and have a better quality of life. So this was one of the many studies that are out there, and that's really a predominant theme that's coming out these days. So I hope I've said enough to convince you the value of yoga and why you should be using yoga as a standard prescription, whether you have a disease or not. My personal way forward, aside from that exam technique story I told you earlier, I've also incorporated yoga into a course that we run for the University of Pretoria. It's an ECG training course for doctors, but it's such an overwhelming course. There's so much information that you need to get when you're learning about interpreting ECGs, that I've actually made breaks in my talk and added yoga exercises in that. So I basically make all of the candidates that are attending the course stop, and we just do small like chair yoga, but it really helps. And whenever we have feedback forms after the courses, invariably there are tons of comments, not even more about the ECG teaching, but about the yoga and how awesome it was, and how it helped them to refocus when it starts getting overwhelming. So I've incorporated it into that aspect of life as well. And then I've also started on a research project which is looking at the effects of yoga on HIV patients, So we've got a HIV group of patients, and some of them get yoga and the other control group does not get yoga, and we look at the differences in their CD4 counts and also in like a self-perceived stressed out questionnaire to see how their anxiety levels are, their feelings of depression, that sort of thing. So we look at actual blood parameters as well as their subjective feelings. So I'm looking forward to completing that, and hopefully we get some useful information in our country where HIV is so prevalent. And hopefully I will then, I've started already prescribing yoga therapy, mostly for musculoskeletal, where I would refer someone to physiotherapy. I would also then think of yoga therapy. But I encourage all of you to start doing yoga, whether prescribed or not, because it really is a life changer. And with that, I would like to thank you for listening to me. Enjoy the rest of your yoga practice on this International Day of Yoga. And thank you once again to the organizers for allowing me this opportunity to share my passion of, combining medicine and yoga together. Namaste.
Namaste and good morning to one and all. I'd like to welcome you all to this 2021 International Day of Yoga celebration with the Seva Samaj. My name is Seema Lala and I have a yoga studio, Swadhyaya Yoga, based in Naude. Today I will be doing an intermediate level class with you and I hope you enjoy yourself. Just a few pointers. We are only doing nose breathing, so inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Please make sure that you listen to your body. Any sharp and shooting pain, please stop and step back. If you feel that your breath is becoming reactive, then again please stop and step back and rejoin the class. Thank you. You're coming to sit on your mat in a comfortable seated meditative posture, grounding through the seat bones, extending through the spine and the top of the head. See if you can align your ears with the shoulders with the hips, bringing your attention to the belly, to the navel area. Just lift in the belly a little bit more, creating a straighter back. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose, and as you exhale gently, allowing the eyes to close. Bring your forefingers and thumbs together in Jnana Mudra. Relax the back of the hands and the knees, the elbows are relaxed. Relax the shoulders, relax the muscles of the face. Just keep the extension in the spine, and just take a few moments to become aware of the body. Bringing your attention to the feet, the knees, the thighs, allowing the body to relax and settle into your posture. Now bringing your attention to the breath, becoming aware of your natural breathing rhythm. So noticing the quality of your breath. Is it deep, long and relaxed? Or is it short and jagged? So just staying a few moments with the breath, completely relaxing the breath, observing the rise and fall of the chest as you inhale and exhale. Again, keep the extension in the spine, make sure the sternum is not slouching. We'll start the class by chanting Om 3 times, taking a nice deep inhale. Releasing the mudra in your hands, blinking your eyes open. We will start with a few warm-up exercises. So we will start with full neck rotation. So taking a deep inhale. As you exhale, drop the chin to the chest. You can go whichever side you like. And as you inhale, rotating the head sideways and upwards. You can do 3 in one direction. As you exhale, bringing the head forward and continue with the movement. Now changing direction. Completing your last round and bringing your head back to neutral. You can extend your arms to the side of you. As you inhale, take the arms all the way up above your head, interlacing the fingers, bring them to the top of the head. Turn the palms up, and as you inhale, extend the arms up, stretching into the spine, the shoulders. See if you can keep your biceps connected or close to the ears. And you're going to turn the palms down. Exhale, bring the arms forward, coming into a cat stretch. So you're rounding the upper back and drop the head between the arms if that's comfortable. And as you inhale, straightening up the spine, taking the arms above the head. Release the fingers, make a big circle, interlace the fingers behind you, extending the arms away from you, turning the shoulders backwards, stretching into the sternum, lifting the head up, and exhale, gently releasing. Now take the right hand to the left knee. Your left hand is behind you on the floor. As you inhale, extending the spine. Exhale, gentle twist just to activate the spine. Inhale and release. Then you do the same on the other side. Left hand now to the right knee. Fingertips to the floor as you inhale, lifting up into the spine. Exhale, twisting. And inhale, release. Now bring the soles of the feet together. Just doing a few butterfly movements. Flapping the knees up and down. You can go as fast as you want or as slow as you want. Then gently slowing them down. You're going to bring the knees together. And then come onto all fours we're going to do some cat stretches. So just make sure the wrists and the shoulders are in line, the knees and the hips are in line, your feet are parallel, your legs are parallel. Remember the biceps are rotating forward, so the elbows are pointing backwards. Spread the fingers nice and wide, take a deep inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone, and lift the chest up. As you exhale, pressing into oval 10 fingers, lifting the upper body, chin to the chest, looking at the navel, coming into your cat stretch. We're going to do 2 more. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone in the chest. Exhale, round the upper back, chin to the chest, looking at the navel. And 1 more. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone in the chest through. Exhale, pressing into the palms, round the upper back, chin to chest, look at the navel. Now tuck your toes underneath you. Press yourself into downward facing dog. Make sure that your arms are shoulder width apart. Again, fingers spread, weight in the middle of the fingers, feel them nice and solid. You can keep your feet hip distance apart or bring the feet together. Just stretching nicely into your downward facing dog. Stretching from finger to tailbone, pressing down into the heels, thighs pressing towards the back wall. Nice deep inhale.
Now you're going to bend your knees, so you can either step your feet forward between your hands or take a nice jump through, coming into a forward bend. Drop your head and neck towards the floor, cross the elbows over each other, and just allow the spine to elongate. Allow the head to be heavy, the elbows to be heavy, just releasing the spine. Now bring your hands either side of your feet. Bend the knees, round the spine, and slowly roll up to come to standing into Tadasana. Big toes and heels connected. Make sure your weight is equal on all four corners of the feet. As you inhale, raise the toes up from the floor. Exhale, gently dropping the toes back to the floor. Activating the legs by pulling the kneecaps up. Inner thighs roll them towards each other. Roll the shoulders back, lift the sternum. Keep your chin parallel to the floor, your arms are to the side of you. Nice deep inhale, bend the elbows and bring the palms together in Anjali Mudra with your thumbs connecting to the breastbone. We'll start our Surya Namaskar, taking a deep inhale, coming into a back bend. It's an upper back bend, so reach up and over. Exhale, coming into your forward bend, extending with a nice long spine. Bring your hands either side of your feet, forehead going towards the knees. If you want to over here, you can keep the knees bent or stretch them. Then on your next inhale, bend the knees and step back with the left leg into a lunge. Drop the back knee, drop the back toes if it's comfortable, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest and the head, and press down through the hips. And then planting your hands firmly on the ground, tuck the toe under, exhale into downward facing dog. Hold the exhale, bring your knees, chest and chin to the mat into Ashtanga. Then inhale into Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step forward with the left leg into your lunge. Again, drop the knee, drop the back of the toes if that's comfortable, or you can keep it tucked under. Step forward into your forward bend as you exhale. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, release. We're going to repeat. Leading with the right leg. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, forward bend. Bend the knee, step back with the right leg. Drop the back knee, the back of the toes, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift the chest up and press the hips down if you can. Exhale, plant your hands downward facing dog. Inhale into high plank. If you cannot do this, no problems, just drop knees, chest and chin to the mat. And then exhale into Chaturanga. You can hover a moment if you can. And then inhale into full upward facing dog, or you can just go to Bhujangasana, Cobra pose. And then exhale, downward facing dog one more time. Inhale, step forward with the right leg into your lunge, drop the back knee. You can keep the toes tucked or you can drop the toes flat on the floor. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chest and the head. Exhale into your forward bend. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, release. You'll come into a sequence with chair pose. So releasing the arms to the side, take a nice deep inhale, circle hands all the way up, in line with the shoulders, bend the knees. Remember to squeeze the glutes and the thighs and push the hips backwards into chair pose. Deepen and lengthen the breath. Remember to keep the glutes squeezed as well as your thigh muscles nice and activated. Now bring the hands in Anjali Mudra in front of the chest. We're going to come into a twist. So take the left elbow onto the outside of the right knee, come into a twist. If you're comfortable here, you can stay here, keep opening up the right shoulder. If you want to, you can take your gaze up to the ceiling. If you want to go deeper into the stretch, take your left hand to the floor, extend the right arm up, See if you can stack your shoulders one over the other. And deepen and lengthen the breath. Inhale, come to center. And then we're going to go to the other side. So this time, right elbow on the outside of the left knee, coming into your prayer twist. Keep that butt going backwards, legs activated. If you want to take it deeper, right hand to the floor, extend the left arm up, stacking the shoulders if you can. Deepen and lengthen the breath. Exhale, release. Bring your body back to the center, pressing into the floor, straightening out the legs, extend the arms, making a nice big circle. Now inhale, coming back up into a forward bend. Bring your hands either side of your feet. You're going to bend the knees and step back now with your left leg into a lunge. Drop the back knee to the floor, back of the toes. You're going to roll the shoulders back, lift the sternum. Just make sure your alignment is good. So the knee of your right leg, the knee and the ankle should be in alignment. Press the hips down. Try to square out the hips so you want your hip bones in line with each other. So your right hip will be pulling back, your left hip pulling forward. Now we're going to come into a twist again. But first, tuck the toe under. Stretch the back leg nice and firm. Make sure the hips are parallel and the body is nice and solid. Bringing your hands onto the thigh. Stabilize yourself nicely. And then we're going to come into our prayer twist. Bring your hands in Anjali Mudra. We're going to twist to the right. Take the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. And twist the body. Keep those legs nice and solid and firm. Again, if you want to take this deeper, you're going to take that left hand to the floor and extend the right arm out, stacking the shoulders. Here again, if you're comfortable, you can take your gaze up, or you can just keep your neck in a comfortable position. Keep the extension in the spine and the legs are nice and active. And inhale, gently releasing. You're going to bring your hand either side of your right foot. Drop the knee to the floor as well as the back of the toes, and then you're going to shift your butt backwards. Place the left butt onto the left heel. Make sure the hips are square. We're going to come into a forward bend, so the right leg back of the knee flattens, heel down, toes pointing up. Inhale, extend the arms. Exhale, come into your forward bend. So again, you want to try and work with a straight back. Grab hold of wherever it's comfortable. And just work on deepening and lengthening the spine as well as the breath. And just hold the pose, keeping your focus on your breath and your body. Now to release the pose, you can inhale, extend the arms either side of you, bring them up in line with the shoulders, bring the fingertips to the floor, lift the butt up, and now you're going to place the butt fully on the floor. Your left foot is going to be on the outside of your left butt, basically. The right leg is still extended. We're going to stretch into the left quad. Bring your fingertips behind you. Make sure that the right leg is nice and active. You can stay on the fingertips or you can press the palms down. Take the elbows backwards. If you want to go deeper, you're going to take the elbows to the floor. And if you want to go even more deeper, you're going to lie completely flat on the back. You can extend the arms out straight or you can just cross them over each other. And then just bring your focus to the body. Try to relax the muscles. Deepen the breath. And just work in the pose. Keep your focus on your body, on your breath. Now to release it, bring the elbows to the floor, palms flat or fingertips. Pressing into the elbows to lift the body up. From here, you're going to push yourself into a lunge, fingertips on the floor, tuck the back toe under, and you're going to come into a forward bend. Again, make sure the hips are completely square, legs are active, so feet grounded, Lift those kneecaps up. So those thighs are really working actively. Again, those hips are square, so your right hip pulls back, left hip pulling forward. You can keep the fingers on the floor. Try to work with the straight backs or work on straightening out that spine. If you want to, you can bring your hands in Anjali Mudra behind your back. Just working on deepening that forward bend. If you cannot grab hold of the fingers, you can just cross the elbows over each other, or you can just leave the hands on the floor in front of you. Then deepen and lengthen the breath. Then you're going to bend your knee and step back into downward facing dog. Just stretching out the body. Just taking a moment over here. Now you're going to step forward with your left leg. So we're going to repeat the whole sequence on the left. Step forward with the left leg. Drop the back knee into your lunge. Drop the back of the toes, roll the shoulders back, lift the sternum, fingertips back to the floor. Square out your hips and press the hips down. Now we're going to come into our prayer twist. So tuck the toe underneath. Straighten the back knee. Coming into a full lunge. Bring your hands onto the thighs. Make sure the legs are nice and solid, the hips are nice and square. Then bring your hands in Anjali Mudra in front of the chest. Take the right elbow on the outside of the left knee and coming into your twist. Again, keep those legs nice and solid. Move the shoulders away from your neck. If you want to go deeper, you're going to take the right hand to the floor, extend the left arm up. Stacking the shoulders, deepen and lengthen the breath. Just enjoying this. Keep those legs nice and solid. Then on your next inhale, we're going to release. Bring your hands either side of your feet. You're going to drop the back knee, drop the back of the toes, and then you're going to press your butt back this time. Left butt onto the the right butt onto the right heel. And then coming into your forward bend. Again, hips square, straighten the back. Really work on a nice straight back. Pushing the heel forward, toes pulling back. Just deepen and lengthen the breath. And the next inhale, extending the arms, straightening out the spine, bring the arms up. Exhale, release the hands. Now we're going to come into our quad stretch. So take the butt flat onto the floor. So now the right foot is on the outside of the right butt. Left leg, the back of the knee still grounded, heel grounded. Again, either take the fingertips to the floor. If that's not comfortable, if that's not enough, you want to deepen the stretch, take the elbows to the floor, or you're going to lie down completely. Again, once you're in the pose, just try to relax the breath, relax the muscles. Keep your focus on that right quad muscle. Just noticing what's happening. Now to release the pose, release the hands, take the fingertips to the floor, press the elbows into the ground. Using your abdominal muscles, lift yourself up. Coming back into your lunge, you're going to come into a full forward bend. So again, tuck the back toe under, extend the leg straight, square out the hips, keep those legs active, so both kneecaps pulling up. This time your left hip pulls back, right hip pulling forward. Nice straight back if you can. You can even bring your hands onto the shins if that's comfortable. Again, you can take your hands into Anjali Mudra behind the back, or you can just keep the hands on the floor. Deepen and lengthen the breath. Active legs. Keep working in the back. and to release. You're going to bend the knees, bring the hands to the floor if you have them behind your back. Lift up the right leg, coming into a nice forward bend. Deepen the breath. Now bend both knees and you're going to step back into a high plank position. Again, try to ground through the toes, spine nice and straight, heels up to the ceiling. Really activate those abdominal muscles, hands as nicely spread, deepen and lengthen the breath. Then gently exhale into Chaturanga, hover a moment and relax completely to the mat. So when you come into Sphinx pose, so your feet are slightly open, hip distance apart, elbows under the shoulders, extend the arms and the palms are flat on the floor. Your sternum and your chest is nicely lifted, and try, if you want to, you can take the head up or you can just keep it neutral looking in front. Once you're in the pose, your inner thighs are rotating towards each other, so you're going to create some space in the sternum, in your sacrum. Now see if you can relax the belly to the mat. Really releasing into that lower back. Keep breathing. Now we're going to come into a twist, so take a deep inhale. As you exhale, twist and look at the left heel. So remember, the twist is in the side, in the back, so you can feel the twist in the back. Then inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, going to the right. Twisting, looking at the right heel. And inhale, bring the body back to center. From here, you're going to just take the elbows to the side and release the body to the mat. We're going to come into Bhujangasana now. So you can either keep your toes tucked under or you can keep them flat on the floor. Bring your hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the elbows in, roll the shoulders back. Bring your forehead to the mat, and as you inhale, you're going to brush the forehead, nose, chin onto the mat, coming up into Bhujangasana. You can keep the elbows extended or you can keep them bent. Once you're in the final pose, try to relax the belly back to the floor. Remember, shoulders are moving away from the neck, and it's a very deep lower back bend. You will feel it in that lower back, especially if you're able to relax the belly. If you feel there's too much tension, then just keep the resistance and don't relax the belly. And then exhale slowly and gently releasing. We're going to come into snake pose, so interlace the fingers behind your back. As you inhale, bring the forehead to the floor, roll the shoulders back. You're going to tuck the chin into the chest for this pose today. And inhale, lift the upper body up. Just keep deepening the breath, opening up the shoulders. That's a lovely stretch. Nice deep inhale and exhale, don't hold the breath. And then gently exhale to release. Again, fold the elbows over each other. Bring the cheek or the temple to the hand, just taking a moment. You can either allow your feet to fall to the side or your heels to fall to the side. Just taking a moment, allowing the body and the breath to relax. Now, we're going to come into Dhanurasana, full Dhanurasana. So you can either do one leg at a time, where you will bend one foot in, grab hold of it with your hand, extend the opposite arm, then you're going to press the foot into the hand, lifting up. So you'll do one at a time. You're going to hold it for about 5 breaths. If you can and you would like to join doing the full asana, then bend the knees, grab hold of both feet. Try to keep the knees and toes connected initially. Bring your forehead to the mat. And then as you inhale, pressing your feet into the hands, inhale and lift up the upper body as well as the thighs off the floor. We're going to try to hold it for 5 breaths. So deepen your inhale, keep holding, keep pulling between the hands and the feet. It's a very beautiful opening in the shoulders. Nice deep stretch. Don't hold the breath. And gently, as you exhale, releasing the pose. Then you're going to come into Makarasana, to your relaxation pose. You're going to either allow your feet to fall to the side or your heels, whichever is most comfortable. Relax the side of your head onto your hands and just allow the body to relax. Deepen the breath. Just take a moment. Just be nice to the body. Okay. To release, bring the big toes and the heels together. Tuck the toes under. Come onto all fours. You're going to press your butt all the way back to the heels. Open up the knees. Coming into extended child's pose. Bring the chest to the floor. Extend the arms. Either take the chin to the mat or the forehead. Keep pushing back into the hips, allowing the lower back to release, allowing the shoulders to release, and just enjoying this comfortable stretch. Okay, you're going to exhale from here. Bring the hands under the shoulders, bring the knees together, tuck your toes under. And you're going to press yourself into downward facing dog again. Just stretching out the body. Now looking between the hands, you can again, this time you're not going to jump forward, you're going to walk your hands back. So walk the hands back into a forward bend. Exhale, taking the forehead to the knees if you can. Then you're going to bend the knees and slowly roll up, making a nice big circle with the hands, and exhale. Come to the center of the mat. We are going to now do Natraj Asana. So if you feel that this asana is going to be too much for you, you can just go ahead and do Vrikshasana, which I'm sure everybody is comfortable with. So Vrikshasana is tree pose, and this is what the pose will look like. And you will do both sides. Those of you who are joining me with Natraj Asana, we're going to continue with Natraj Asana. So taking your attention to the left foot, your left leg. Make sure that you're not sinking into the hip. So straighten that left leg. Don't lock the knees. Make sure your weight is equal in all four corners of the feet. You're going to get into your mudra. So roll the right index finger in, extend the other fingers out. Bring the arm close to the bicep, your bicep close to the ear. Grab hold of the right foot, either on the outside or the inside. When you feel that you're nice and steady, you're going to press the foot into the hand. Try to keep the hips square, keep the resistance between the foot and the hand, and slowly coming into your Natraj Asana. You can lift the leg up as high as comfortable. Just deepen the breath. Keep a nice calm and steady pose. Shoulders are down. Gently inhale to release the pose. You do the same on the other side. If you're doing Vrikshasana, you're going to change the sides and do the other side. So we're going to do Natraj Asana now, balancing on the right leg. So again, take your attention to the right leg. Make sure your weight is equal in all four corners of the foot. Activate the leg. Don't sink into the right hip. So just come out of that hip. Straighten the leg. Extend your right arm up, holding your mudra, so the bicep is close to the right ear. Now bend the left leg and grab hold of the foot, either on the inside or the outside. Once you feel that you're steady, pressing the foot into the hand, keeping the hips square, coming into your Natraj Asana. So you're going to lift the leg up as high as you can. Keep lifting the sternum upwards. And deepen and lengthen the breath. Try to keep the hips nice and square. And then inhale, gently releasing the pose. So we're going to come to sit on our mat again. If you think you're comfortable to do this, we're going to go down in a full squat to the floor with your feet together. If you're uncomfortable with that, you can just come into a forward bend and bend the knees to come to the floor. Otherwise, just squatting all the way down to the floor. Remember to squeeze the glutes and keep those thighs activated, coming all the way down. Nice. From here, you're just going to come and sit on your butt, extending your legs out. We're going to come into a nice forward bend, Paschimottanasana. So extend the legs out in front of you. Make sure the seat bones are nicely grounded. The spine is completely straight. So again, stacking ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Back of the knees flat on the floor, heels grounded, toes pointing up. Inhale, extend your arms above the head. Exhale into a nice forward bend. You can grab hold of the big toes. Your hands can interlace over the feet, or you can just grab hold of the ankles or the calves, just see wherever you can get. But we're going to work on extending the spine. So grab hold of the toes. Inhale, and you're going to roll the shoulders away from the neck. Stretch the spine nice and straight, and then bend the elbows and exhale into your forward bend. Once you've come to your edge, you're going to hold that edge and then just deepen and lengthen the breath. Just keep working in the pose, deepening and lengthening. Every inhale, extending the spine. Every exhale, deepening the forward bend. And now we're going to release the pose. As you inhale, extend the arms out, straighten out the spine, and release the hands. We're going to come into Ardha Matsyendrasana. So we're going to start with the right leg. So you're going to take the right leg over the left and fold the left leg in. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can still keep that left leg extended. Now again, grounding through both of your seat bones. Straighten out the spine. You're going to take your right hand behind you, fingertips on the floor. And just to give you a little bit of support so you're not leaning back. Make sure the spine is nice and straight. And you're going to inhale, extend that left arm, and as you exhale, hooking it on the outside of the right knee, coming into your twist. Try to get your chin parallel to the right shoulder. So inhale to extend the spine, exhale to twist. Or you can stay here if it's comfortable. If you want to take it deeper, you can grab hold of the left ankle with the right hand. Or if you want to take it even deeper, you're going to take that left hand into the right leg. Take the right hand all the way over and grab hold of the fingers. You're going to keep lifting in the spine and keep twisting. Now, if your back is rounded and you're leaning forward, then don't go into the full pose. Just keep your hands extended. And deepen and lengthen the breath. And to release, inhale. As you exhale, release the head first. Gently release the twist. Then roll on to the left butt. Release the bottom leg first. And then the top leg. And then repeat it on the other side. So now, left leg over the right leg. Fold the right leg in or not. You can ground through the seat bones, both seat bones onto the ground. Roll the shoulders back, nice straight spine. Take the left hand behind you. Fingertips on the floor to just give you a little bit of support. As you inhale, extend the right arm up. As you exhale, taking the right arm over the left knee, coming into your twist. As you exhale, turn the head to the back. See if you can get your chin parallel to the left shoulder now. So again, you can stay here if you wish to, otherwise grab hold of the right ankle with the left hand, the ankle with your right hand. Or you can just take the hand all the way through and grab hold of the fingertips into the full expression of the pose. Just deepening the breath. And then to release, you're going to inhale, release the head first to the front, and gently releasing the twist. Rolling onto the right butt now, release the bottom leg and then the top leg. Keep the legs extended. You're going to bring your hands either side of your hips into Dandasana. Plant the hands firmly onto the ground and then pressing into the hands, straightening out the spine, stretching out the whole body. And inhale, release. You can do that 2 more times. Pressing into the floor, straightening out that spine, Dandasana, really stretching out that back. Exhale, release, and 1 more. Inhale to lift, stretching out the spine. And exhale, release. Okay, we're going to make our way to the mat. So keep your knees bent. Feet flat and heels grounded to the floor, hands under the thighs, round your back, and make your way to the floor. We're going to do a quick shoulder pose. So walk your feet closer to the butt. Your palms are flat on the floor on the side of you. As you inhale now, press into the floor, tailbone moving towards the heels. Lift the butt up first and then 1 vertebrae at a time until your weight is in your shoulders. So if this is enough, you're going to stay here. Otherwise, interlace the fingers underneath you, pulling the arms away from the shoulders, lifting a little bit higher. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, and you can grab hold of your ankles, roll your shoulders underneath you, and lift up a little bit higher. Remember, there should be no strain in the neck. The weight is in the shoulders, so don't turn the head in any direction. Keep the arch of the neck nice and stable, the back of the head firm on the floor. Deepen the breath. And as you inhale, drop 1 vertebrae at a time until the butt is on the floor. Untuck the shoulders. Make sure the back is completely flat on the back, on the mat. Fold your knees into the chest, hugging them. Allow the tailbone to relax to the mat. Shoulders relax to the mat. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, squeeze the knees into the chest. Another deep inhale. The same as you exhale, lift the head up, just stretching out the neck, releasing the back. And then inhale, releasing the head to the mat, dropping your feet to the floor. Make sure the back is completely flat. Extend the 1 leg and then the other. Extend your arms 45 degrees away from the body. Just a few moments in Shavasana, allowing the effects of all of these poses to happen on the body. Relax the breath. Relax the body. Let's come back to your natural breathing. Gently just folding the elbows, placing the palms onto your belly, bending the knees and rolling into the fetal position. Just taking a moment here. And then pressing yourself up to seated, back to your meditative posture. Just bringing your attention back to your breath and your body. Bringing your palms together in Anjali Mudra, connecting the thumbs to the breastbone, honoring the divinity and the love that is within each and every one of us. Hari Om, Tat Sat, Namaste. Thank you.
Respected elders, dear friends, I have been asked to give a talk on yoga for modern man. Whatever understanding I have developed over the years on yoga, it leads me to one thing, that yoga is applicable at all times to everyone, young and old, men and women, educated and not so educated. But it applies the most to the modern man today. Never before in the history it is so wanted, so needed, and so vital to our inner existence. When you see a car moving or a bullock cart moving, you can imagine how the wheels are rotating. It's easier to watch the movement on a bullock cart. The entire wheel spins and you can see the movement. But as you move from the most peripheral towards the center of that axis, the axle, it looks as if it's not moving at all. It feels so steady, unmoving, yet the whole wheel moves. How the innermost remains steady, around which the outermost rotates around. Such is our life as well. The depth, the stillness within is more profound in a person who is extremely creative. For creativity, you need utter stillness, though this stillness ultimately results in the form of actions, and without this action, the inner stillness is of no consequence. It is said in our tradition, the great literature from our ancient past, especially Gita, where Lord Krishna talks about yoga karmasu kausalam. It's a beautiful principle. It applies even today. That how, while remaining connected with our higher consciousness, with our higher being, with our source, this connectedness creates so much of creativity. It inspires us in that state of yoga that we are able to skillfully execute whatever was earlier intended in our mind now becomes actuality. And how yoga is applicable today to me, practicing half a dozen yoga asanas and breathing exercises is not going to create a state of yoga in me. Of course, healthy body is needed. And to maintain health, yogis, through their practical experience, they recommended that, okay, if you can, might as well do this so that your health will remain steady. You'll be healthy enough to practice so many things in life, including arriving at a state of yoga. What is it that can drive us to that state of yoga, lead us to that state of yoga? Our inner life should be of such an order that I remain always looking within for inspiration rather than looking outside. Outside things can motivate me a little bit. But true creativity comes when it is truly inspired from within oneself. Even when your best friend recommends you something, I think you will want to verify it with your heart and say, yes, I too agree with. So this agreement is needed from the heart. Clearer the heart, wiser the heart, intuitive the heart, it will give better signals. Now, the whole yoga practice of meditation is to arrive at this state of utter stillness within. Meditation is to help us come to this state of inner stillness and execute through this inner stillness whatever we have to do in daily life. You may be a businessman, you may be working, you may be a student, or you may be a retired person. In every facets of life, yoga helps. The state of union with the ultimate helps. And actually, that is our primary goal, to arrive at that I must have this unity, union with the ultimate. Meditation makes it possible. By renouncing the world, we are contradicting yourself that yoga karma sukausalam. Through yoga, all your actions become skillful. But if you aspire to renounce the action, renounce activities of this world, then you are contradicting the very thing for which you have started doing the yoga. Yoga is to arrive at the perfect action as much as possible. Perfect state of being, perfect state of relationships. And all this perfection can be arrived at if we only try to balance our inner life with external life, our spiritual aspirations with the material aspirations. Rather, it will be futile to differentiate our spiritual life from material life. Even in material life, in business world, in our student life, retired life, we should allow this spiritual life to percolate and make even this material life part and parcel, one integrated existence, one total existence, which is not standing at crossroad. They are not opposing each other. They become one. And in fact, in the material life only we are able to exercise our spiritual wealth, our spiritual talents, our spiritual creativity. Imagine if the science was amalgamated, integrated with spirituality. It will be a wonderful world, isn't it? Yogic practice should be able to enhance everything that we do. The word yoga, from which we derive the word yogya and ayogya in Hindi, in Sanskrit. Yogya means which is proper. When you are united with your higher self, with your conscience, actions done in a rightful conscience, that's a yogya or proper action. Ayogya, it's its opposite. When you are separated from your conscience, when you are separated from your higher source, when you are separated from your higher consciousness, tasks performed by denying your conscience to prevail are improper, ayogya. So yoga is a far-fetching word, far-fetching application it has in our day-to-day life. In everything that we do, even cooking a meal, partaking a meal, sharing a meal with people, giving a gift to someone or receiving a gift. When I am united and appreciative with all my conscience, it ennobles everything that I do. And who is to tell you that what you did or what you are thinking is proper or improper, yogya or ayogya? Only your heart can tell you that, see. Even if someone tells you you are wrong or you're right. It will be wonderful if your heart agrees with it or disagrees with it. Then it is your very own action or inaction. You'll be able to take the credit for all that you do and be grateful to the Lord. In such a state of union with higher consciousness or with the Source or with the Lord or with the Ultimate, things happen naturally. Things happen as if it should happen only in that way, there is no other way. Though there are many other things you could have been doing, but it will feel just right when you are in state of union. So I encourage you, my dear friends, that yoga has to be understood properly, and I wish you all to understand the true meaning of yoga, that it is all about my union with the Ultimate. It is all about my conscience. It is all about my superconsciousness to prevail in my working consciousness, so that anything and everything that I do in life becomes skillful. Yogaha karmasu kausalam. And I reiterate this again and again, that asanas and breathing exercise called pranayamas is just a part of it, out of 36 or 37 steps which are prescribed through sadhana chatusthaya. Asanas and pranayamas are merely 2 steps out of those 36, 37 or maybe 40 steps. Ultimate culmination of all these yogic practices is to arrive at a state of balance within. This inner stillness, inner calmness, inner balance must find its way in our external workmanship. It must become dynamic. So, yogi is actually a dynamic person. He is not to be taken as an inactive person doing nothing. And let us not aspire for those days and say, okay, I'm not going to do anything, I'm going to renunciate and do nothing. No, that will be counterproductive and against the clarion call of Gita, Yogaha Karmasu Kausalam. May it be so for all of us. If you would like to learn meditation in a very scientific way, I would appreciate if you would connect to us via Let Us Meditate app on your Android phone, or you can visit our website heartfulness.org. May God bless us all. Thank you for listening.
Welcome to Heartfulness Meditation. Please approach this meditation with an attitude of openness to fresh experience. Heartfulness meditation is aided by a very subtle transformative energy called pranahuti or transmission. Now, we will meditate together. Make a suggestion that the source of divine light that is already present inside your heart is attracting your attention towards it. Gently relax into that feeling. Let it be a very light suggestion, without force or concentration. If you find your awareness drifting to other thoughts, do not fight them, but also do not entertain them. Let them be like clouds passing in the sky. Gently remind yourself that you're meditating on the source of divine light in your heart. be open and receptive to the transmission that will be flowing into you. Allow your awareness to melt into your heart. Remain absorbed within your heart until you hear the meditation has ended. Please start meditation. That's all. Keep your eyes closed for a little while longer and tune in to how you feel. Absorb all the peace that you have experienced. Now, imagine that this peace is expanding outward to everyone, uniting everything around you, and is encircling the world. When you open your eyes, take the time to enjoy the experience. You can write your experience in a journal. It will help you to develop awareness and observation. We thank you for expanding this feeling of peace unity, and well-being around the world.
Welcome to Yog Nidra. Find a quiet place, switch off the phone and make yourself to comfortable and lie down in a yoga mat, bed or somewhere else. Make yourself to in a comfortable positions and just relaxing. Now you're just following my instructions and make your body to relax. 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 Close your eyes, make your palm to sky facing. Take in a deep breath. Inhale, feel fresh breath. Exhale, take out your breath with stress. Inhale, feel new energy in your body. With exhalations, make yourself stress relief. Just relaxing with your body to relax, 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 relax. Now, if your thought start to in your mind, come back with my voice and again make yourself to relax. And don't sleep and awake with yourself and just following my instructions and make your body to relax. Relax. Relax with your right thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger to relax. Relax. Relax your palm, back of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder to relax. Relax your full right hand to relax. Relax. Take your awareness right side of the body. Take your awareness back body. Relax your right waist, upper back, lower back, shoulder blade, right side of the hip, thigh, knee, calf muscles, wrist, ankle, heel, sole of the foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe. Relax with your right leg to relax, relax, relax. Relax your full right side of the body to relax, relax, relax. Take your awareness in a left side of the body. Feel your left thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, palm, back of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder. Relax with your left hand to pull your left hand to relax, relax, relax. Take your awareness left side of the back body. Feel your left waist to relax, upper back, lower back to relax, relax, relax. Relax your left hip, left thigh, left knee, left calf muscles, ankle, heel, sole of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. Totally relax with your left leg to relax, relax, relax. Make your left side full body to relax, relax, relax. Take your awareness back of the body. Feel back head, neck, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, full spine, right hip, left hip, right heel, left heel. Totally relax with your back body to relax, relax, relax. Take your awareness front of the body. Make your face muscles to relax. Feel your face muscles to relax, relax, relax. Take your awareness, head, forehead, right side of the temple, left side of the temple, right ear, left ear, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, between the eyebrow, third eye chakra to relax, relax, relax. Right eyes, left eyes, nose, right nostril, left nostrils, right side of the cheek, left side of the cheek, inside the cheek, teeth, tongue, both lips touching together, chin, jaw, throat to relax, relax, relax. Relax your right collarbone, left collarbone, right side of the chest, left side of the chest, abdominal, upper abdominal, lower abdominal, navel, pelvic, to relax, 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 relax. Relax with your full body to relax, relax, relax. Take your awareness, internal organ, and make that organ to relax. Kidney, pancreas, gallbladder, intestine, rib cage, lungs, heart, to relax, relax, relax. Relax with your full body to relax, relax, relax. Now feel your silent. Enjoy your silent. Enjoy your silent. Feel your heartbeat. And concentrate in your third eye chakra. Now you just following to my voice and try to create in your third eye chakra to that images, because your third eye chakra is your world, what you can create your life is that with that imaginations. So create whatever I am talk. See in a third eye chakra to rose, red rose, see in your third eye chakra bunch of the rose. There is some white rose, some red rose, so beautiful bunch in a roses bunch. Try to see that imaginations in your third eye chakra. Feel early morning sunrise. Sun is orange, sky is blue, and now slowly sun come out, so orange also, sky also is in a orange and blue with mixed colors. So beautiful morning. Tree also awake. Grass also little wet. Feel your leg is on grass. Feel grass and so feel so beautiful experience that early morning. Birds is jumping. You walk in a garden, in a grass, your body get more energetic. Enjoy that experience. Now slowly create in your third eye chakra in a Om or what your religion symbols. Create that symbols in your third eye chakra, Om either else. Now that symbol is orange color. Slowly now this symbol convert in a yellow color. Now is gold color. Feel that symbols in a gold color and enjoy with your third eye chakra to creations. Now slowly come back with your body. Feel your body. Look that lie down on a mat or bed. Slowly connect with your body through to heel, lower back, upper back, back of the head, back of the arm. Feel that all body part with your body part touch in a mat. Feel that all body part. Feel surrounding your surface, maybe in a bed or maybe in a yoga mat. Slowly awakening about your body. Feel your full body to awake about your full body. Slowly move your hands, move your fingers, roll on your hands side by side, move your toes, turn on a side and slowly to come sitting positions. Take now to deep breath in and out with nose. Again inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, rub your palm, put on eyes, slowly now open your eyes. Namaste. I am Yogini Shukla. I hope you enjoy with me Yoga Nidra. Namaste.